Alright, welcome back to the League Race. I'm back with FTRL GT26, week number 2. This is at Lago Maggiore. Now, this is a mixed week, so we've got one smaller race around Lago Maggiore East, and then a longer race, about an hour long, around Maggiore GP. So, heading into this one, some guys are doing 55s extreme circumstances on mediums. Some people, a lot of people can. The quicker people settle into the 56s on the old on mediums. I could really only do 57s on mediums, so I was kind of like, oh, this is not going to be great, is it? But we'll see what we could do. I'm actually recording this the day after the race happens, so well, I don't think I've ever recorded a race this soon in quite a while. Anyways, qualifying was okay. I can never get that last hairpin right, but anyways, we got through to, I think, 7th is where we're going to position out here in the end, which isn't too bad, all things considered. I thought it might be worse. This is not a strong track for me. Like, some people really gel with this track. I just don't, for some reason. It's just not been, it's not my friend, even when I wanted Maggiore to be my friend. It just doesn't want to be my friend. Anyways, though, sprint race first then. So yeah, do my best if I can. Anyways, start from P7 behind Tom, which is never ideal, but anyways, traction on. Here we go then. 5 red lights. Big kahunas, big balls required for a big send. Away we go. It's a decent start, but again, there's gonna be a car that sneaks through the middle. That's gonna be Ross, who's definitely out of position, I would say. So I'm going to try to stick to the inside line, take the curve for me. Fair play to Ross for seeing me. I'm going to try to hook around the outside. I get trapped out here, man. Sometimes, I always do that, man. Every time I just take the too wide line out there. I remember doing this last time as well. But anyways, we're going to have a nice run here on Tom. Yes, big send immediately down the inside here. I want that. But he's got a bare exit and that Porsche. And now we're going to settle in then to the rest of this lap. It's a short lap round here. Tom is looking to see if he can have a look on Ross, but I'm going to ignore that. This corner is difficult, man. This is, I don't know. I just don't get on with this place. And I always find that the balance in negotiating these S's to be quite difficult too, because you need to brake early, get the car turned in here, hit this apex, ride the curb on the outside here, but don't go too far over the line. You could take a lot of this inside one. I realized afterwards. Anyways, we're a little bit under pressure here from, there's Derek and then my teammate Unsafe. So, but we should be okay into this hairpin. However, we get a bit of a hit. I think Unsafe may have hit Derek into me. I'm not sure. But at least it wasn't too bad because there's a barrier immediately there, so I could just immediately ying myself back onto the racing line, so to speak. And yeah, so not a massive amount of damage was done, all things considered. We just lost a little bit of time, although we could have been maybe ahead of this little gaggle, which is going to come together. I think it's blue flag, Tom, and then Ross. A send from blue flag that hits into Tom and hits into Ross, so we managed to get past both of them. And yeah, Tom then is just up ahead. So yeah, we're up into P6 then, which is a bit higher than I expected to be honest. So, and first, I had no pace around this configuration, just nothing was really doing. Unsafe is quicker, so I'm indicating left for him to go down the inside. So he moves up into P6, we'll see if he can hold on. We've Pagani behind that as well, and he'll be looking to be threatening imminently, and that time is pretty quickly here. Lap 4 of 15. Again, I just struggle with the eggs of this last hairpin, but Picani's going to get a run here, and I could deter him for a time, but I'm going to open up the corner for myself here a bit. We'll see if Picani goes down the inside. Leave the space. So we managed to keep that position, but is he going to get the bare exit on the outside? I think I may be able to keep him behind a bit longer, but I just lost the back end a little bit there, and that's going to allow Pagani the little sling up the inside. So he's going to go for the switchback. Gets on the power earlier and has a good run this time around. Again, he just got bare momentum. I could push him over to the right-hand side here a little bit, but he's ultimately going to have the inside line. So, and yeah, in the end, he's going to slide up the inside. I try for a switchback on my own, but just don't get the momentum. So, yep, that's us down into P8 then. for this sprint. And really, there's a little bit of drama here. I had to hold off Blue Flag, who had a lot more pace than I did. I missed that braking zone pretty badly, but not as badly as Blue Flag did then, zipping across then that corner, and he never got another chance again because he ended up coming to blows. I think Biggles and not sure who else was behind. But anyways, then that was the main drama. That was really it. So yeah, P8 then. So yeah, so we're losing out from P7 on the grid. But to be fair, Ross was always going to come through. In the end, he ended up falling behind. I think it was unsafe in the end. That was the one that got through on me in the end. But yeah, pace wasn't very good there, I'll be honest. So
that might be the best race.
I didn't have a lot of expectations for this main race, though. I thought, 31 laps around here. I thought I might fall back. It could be a P10 or a P11 was my thought. But anyways, this race though, race 2 is the reverse race result of race 1. So we are in 8th place. I thought, you know what, I'll go for the hards to start. And, since we have a little bit of track position, I thought, you know what, but not too good. You don't want to use good tyres. I thought, you know what, I'll go for the hards, get them out of the way early, and we'll go from there. The rules for this, the softs, mediums, and hards must be used for a minimum of 3 laps in this kind of endurance race. We only have 2 of these in the season, so this is one of them. Again, my confidence is low around here. I didn't pick this car with this race in mind, with these races in mind. There's not a lot of these endurance races like that we use on our chosen cars. We do have some endurance races in Group 2 cars, but for races like this, there's only 2 of these on the whole calendar this season. So I didn't choose the Lexus with this track in mind because, ironically, the endurance races for these cars, that were the 2 races we're doing for these, are actually not to the Lexus's strength, I thought, heading in. Lap 2 then, Tom, who started from the back after winning the first race, decided to go for the softs to try and make up some track position early here, which I think was a pretty good decision, all things considered. But anyways, he's got a much faster run of things at this time, so he is going to nip through. Me, I'm just kind of happy to chill. I'm, short shifting, save a bit of fuel. The refuel rate has changed this season. It's ×3, not ×5, and that will make a bit of a difference. Anyways, Blue Flag then has a bit of a moment off. I thought I'd go around the outside. Unfortunately, he spins into my path, and that allows unsafe release to go through. Nothing I can really do about that, sadly. But anyways, loss and gains there to be had. But yeah, again, I thought I'd fall through the field, but it never really occurred. Unsafe is on hards, as is Aaron. But yeah, again, judging by the sprint race where I dropped off massively, I just thought, yeah, that would be the natural order of things. Anyways, lots of pit stops are going to be happening between now, between now and obviously going forward. Everyone's on slightly different strategies. Here's Aaron, lap 5. We're going to be trying to fight. Very dark, actually, it's gotten over here, but no rain can happen here. But anyways, lap 5 then, side by side with Aaron, who has very good pace here. It must be said in that Nissan. Again, on the outside then, but that becomes my inside for this turn. But he's going to hold it around the outside. You actually go quite far off the track here on the outside and not get a penalty. And sometimes you can use that to your advantage if you have a sloppy run through through that section. But Aaron gets through then, and has him up into P6. Nice little scrap there, but one I never thought I could really win. Lap number 9 then. Again, my pace was actually okay. I dropped a little bit back, but not too far back, and managed to save fuel. We could have gone for another lap. So while Aaron and unsafe is 1%, 2%, I managed to save 12. So that was big. That was a nice big save there. But anyways, then we're going to go for another stint on. So we're done with the hards. I decided to go for a 3-stop. I decided I was going to try and adjust this on the fly. So it's going to be 9 laps on the hards, 9 laps on the mediums, and then I was debating whether to do 5 laps on the softs or 4 laps on the softs. It was dependent how well the tires still were on these mediums by lap 9. Because in my practice, I'd shredded the tires in the build up. It was really bad. So I had to on the Friday, I did some practice, and I had to, I found myself trying to drive a lot more conservative, slower, a bit more lifting into corners. And I actually ended up going faster. So yeah, again, very strange one again, where you go slower to go faster in some ways. Here's Dusty Fossil though. We're on better tires. I lost a little bit of time to Aaron. I jumped unsafe on Aaron in the pits with all the fuel I'd saved. So yeah, but I lost about a second and a half or so, just waiting for the right moment to overtake Dusty. I didn't want to get desperate. I waited for the right time to do so, and I was hoping it would take Aaron a little bit longer to get by than it did for me. But anyways, it did not. So we lost about a second and a half or so, I'd say, maybe, yeah, a second and a half on Aaron. So again, I fully expected him to kind of come back through, and this is kind of what I've been doing. It's kind of, short shifting through fourth, fifth, sixth, that kind of thing. Just being very gentle to save the tires, and a bit, to drive conservatively with the fuel as well. You get a sense of what this is like. Aaron was much quicker, there's no doubt about it, but he just couldn't get by me this time round. Just dirty air, and this Lexus got decent straight line speed. You can kind of see how I'm taking this kind of, again, I'm not hitting my lines brilliantly, but Aaron gets an absolute wonder run through this curb here. He takes a lot of it, a lot more speed than I did. Look at that. And I think, oh shit, he's got a good run here. So no more short shifting through this straight. I knew I had to get had to go full revs here. Again, I'm trying to save fuel where I can. I'm not fuel saving, so to speak. I haven't got fuel to make up, but I am trying to just drive it more conservatively to try and make more time up in the pits. In the grand scheme of things, I think it will save me a bit of time. So, anyways, again, through the corners where it was difficult to overtake, again, short shifting, fourth, fifth, sometimes even sixth through this part if I'm particularly wanting to save a bit of fuel. Again, just lifting into the corners a little bit, waiting to get on the throttle as late as I can. I see Aaron is really in the radar now, but again, I was expecting an overtake, and I was going to be happy with it because, not happy with it, but I was going to be okay with it because I just knew that, I'm just running my race. That's all there is to it. Again, nice lift through here. Aaron really tried to go for a big exit, but he gets clattered on that outside curb there, on that orange curb, and he goes off. And he was pretty frustrated after that. But yeah, I think I've definitely frustrated him, keeping him in my dirty air for as long as that, because he had the pace to move forward with me. But yeah, difficult one for him there. Anyways, you're going to let Unsafe go, though. He had a bit more pace at the end of these stints than I did, and I thought I'd better let him go. I didn't want to hold him up too much because, again, I'm not going to change. I'm still, short shifting, as you can see there. And we're going to have another nice bit of fuel at the end of the stint, and I thought now's the time to try and make some of this back, to try and underfill a little bit more than I was used to. So we're going to go for the softs, because Aaron paid the lap before, and I knew he'd gone for softs. Nothing was said in the party, but I knew he'd gone softs. I knew he absolutely wanted to clear me, and I knew if he cleared me, he would definitely, if he got me on track position, this undercut on softs, on this stint, I knew he would clear me. In the end, I would never get him back. So I went for the softs this stint to respond, and I think it was definitely the right decision to make because, I think it was definitely the right call because Aaron had a lot more pace. We're going to go for the move then on blue flag. We're on the soft tires. I'm going to go for it. I have to make this move. Blue flag is Aaron's teammate. I need to clear. I need to clear blue flag because I didn't want to get held up because I lost a bit too much time with Dusty earlier as well, so had to make that move, and I did. Simon knew I was on softs as well, so I think he was expecting it. Homer, I think, is on hards at this phase of the race. If not, he's on mediums. It was he used his softs early on, but yeah, another position made there, and just trying to put as much gap as possible between myself and Aaron, Tom, etc. behind. So I decided in the end I'll go for 4 laps in the end, a quick 4-lap sprint. I just thought I could push a bit more, and now we're going 9 laps to end here. So yeah, I decided to go for the 9-9-4-9 in the end was what I decided to go through. So because I thought the pace was actually pretty good on the mediums despite how conservatively I was driving. So I thought 47s, I'm happy enough with that. So anyways, then out we come, and the gap then to the likes of Aaron and Simon and the such, it's about 6-7 seconds. So I underfilled for this last stint because I knew I was going to make it back, and it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to make it back in this stint, but we definitely we did make it back. We were driving a little bit more. I guess we weren't driving too conservatively compared to what we had been, but maybe just a smidge. But anyways, lap 28 then, this is when we go up to the podium places. Ross then, I think he was on the 4 stop and ends up pitting late on, so we get Ross then, and we move up into 3rd place. This is where we're at, man. Feber, who is in this, is also in the Lexus and was behind us earlier on in this race, is absolutely flown away. He had good pace. My pace was not very good. It's just this car and strategy helped me. I did have some good pace on, I had some solid, consistent pace, but it just, obviously wasn't quite where Feber was. And yeah, it was decent enough. But anyways, lap 30 then, Biggles has come out of nowhere on this stint and is on the soft compound tyres. And I knew this was going to be difficult, but I try and squeeze him over to the right hand side. There was just a car's width there. He committed to a fair play to him for the commitment and bravery through there. And I knew Biggles wasn't going to go for something outrageous. So if there was a space there, the space was there. And Biggles went for it. I tried to go for a switchback. I couldn't make it though. I was hoping, I knew he was coming. I was hoping by this stage his tyres would begin to drop. Not to be though. But now we've also got Sean behind. Sean pitted quite a bit later than the rest of us. I think he went for a 4-stop. But he's got much better tyres. And I'm still trying to fuel save. We're on the limit here. And Biggles has gone up the road. I'm not going to be getting him unless he drops off on this last sector. We do have Sean right on my ass though. And I've got the inside, thankfully. That was big. See, again, tyres are quite low. Fuel is quite low as well. So this is going to be difficult. See what we can do though. Have the inside line. We'll take it nice and tight. Sean will go for a switchback. I actually got a decent line, but just a snap of back end compromises me. And it's going to put Sean right in the wheel tracks. Going to try and open up this corner as much as I can for myself. Sean goes across the track. A little bit of contact. We stay ahead though. We keep the position, and Sean cut the corner to get himself in that line as well. So he's going to have a half-second penalty in the end. So I didn't know this quite yet. I was still chasing on my ass. I think I look back now. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, there we go. We've got it. We've managed to hold this position off. So we couldn't get Biggles in the end. He was 1 lap away from us, I think, from the tyres completely dying. Tom wins ahead of Feber, and then Biggles in third. And I'm very happy with a P4 because honestly, I expected a lot worse on this race, but combination of car and some genuinely solid those 57s, while trying to be a fuel save and tire save, were really good. The hard pace wasn't great, but yeah, we very much did a very good job, I think, in that race, all things considered, to do that. Kept our position. And yeah, made the right call to go on softs when we did that. I think that really was crucial. It did, it did leave us vulnerable to Biggles at the end, but that was going to happen, I think, at some stage. Biggles had very good pace too. He's on the 46s, on the mediums, and I could never reach that. So, yeah, there we go then. A nice week then after the P11s of Deep Forest to make up then. So we're up to 5th then early on. And I generally think the worst tracks of this car are kind of past now. Brazil later on won't be great, but good tracks for this coming up include, the likes of Watkins Glen and even Brands. I think this car is actually pretty flipping good at. So, yeah, I'm happy to get Maggiore out of the way. It was one of the tracks I wasn't looking forward to as much. Here are the team standings, though, between GT1 and GT2. Again, we got some work to do. We're kind of already quite a way adrift of the Doctors and the Playmates and Tom and some Mong. So I feel like, again, unfortunately, we're going to be fighting for a P4, which is a bit annoying, but especially when I've been fighting for a few titles and team titles in recent seasons. But anyways, this is the way of it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's edition of FTRL week number 2 at Lago Maggiore. Next up is a Group 2 endurance around Saint Croix A. So yeah, that's where we're heading next week. Yeah, so yeah, thanks very much for watching, and until next time.